I'm going to be really, really candid with you, which I think.
As opposed to usually.
Well, no, that would be. I said I'm going to be. Let me be honest with you, which means I'm, implying that I've been lying the whole time. But I think I always am. But I want to be really candid with you about this eclipse information that I'm going to share.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So let me get into this right now. Let me show you. So people keep asking me lots of questions. What do you think about the sky cover? What do you think? How clouds, rain, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, we're 19 days away. And it's kind of like the bride asking me, and I get these honest questions all the time, and legit, and I get it, listen, I get it. Believe it or not, I'm married too, right? Now, I'm not a bride, but I get it when these brides say, hey, 6 months from now, Pete, what's the weather typically like on such and such a date? And I'm like, well, I can tell you historically what it is, but that doesn't have really anything to do with what may happen in the past, because, typically things are all over the place when you look at like April 8th, for example. But, looking at the historical data for April 8th, 36% of the time during the daytime, we have mostly cloudy skies. 29% of the time, we have mostly to partly sunny skies. So there's a lot of cloud cover right there, right? I mean, it's more than half. Then you look at high, thin clouds. So even if we have some cloud cover around, it's all about the type of clouds. If we have the thick, the dense clouds, that stratus clouds, we're not going to be able to see anything. We just have the high cirrus clouds like we had today, we'll be able to see the eclipse. So 21% of the time, we have those high, thin clouds and cirrus clouds. 14% of the time, not very good odds. Remember, it's the stormiest month of the year. It's the month of April. We have 14% of the time we have sunny skies. So the odds are not in our favor. Just looking at the climatology, the historical information that we have, the clouds are not in our favor. The odds are not in our favor of just having a sunny day. It's not very good, okay? But again, we're 19 days away. Let's certainly hope for the best. Cloud cover, though, is not, and I've been asked these questions. Well, it's El Nino. And remember, El Nino, it means cooler and wetter than normal during the winter. Of course, we have an El Nino right now that's lingering as we go into the spring. It'll probably fizzle out as we head into the latter part of the spring. We'll transition to a neutral phase as we head into the summer. Then it looks like right now we could go into La Nina as we head into this upcoming fall. Regardless, El Nino right now, does that have anything at all to do with what we could see with the cloud cover? It has nothing at all to do. That's a seasonal deal. It's not an April 8th deal, okay? The types of clouds, though, those are going to be important for the eclipse visibility. Low clouds, those are the thick, the stratus clouds versus the high ones, the thick versus the thin. Hopefully we just have a sunny day and none of this matters. But even if the clouds are around, the eclipse may still be visible. So let's all keep our fingers crossed. 19 days in advance, that's about all we can do at this point. So here we go. So I don't want you to take this too lightly. So solar eclipse glasses are important. They're not the same as sunglasses, okay? These are made of black polymer or silvery mylar, okay? Silvery mylar, okay? They transmit 1/1,000,000th of the sun's visible light. It's really important. They need to be this compliant glass. It has to be an ISO 12312-2 compliant, okay? Can be taken off. Now, during totality, and in Dallas, we have a little less than 4 minutes of totality. In Fort Worth, you have about 2.5 minutes of totality. So during that brief period of time, during totality, you can take them off because the sun's going to be covered. Before that and after that, you have to leave them on. It's a very, very brief moment, a couple of minutes, when you can actually take the glasses off, and it's safe to do so at that point, but you must put them back on immediately after totality ends, if not maybe a few moments before, okay? Now here's my forecast. 2 weeks from today is when this will take place, Monday the 8th. And listen, I know you all get this. We have a 14-day forecast, but we've been doing it for quite a while now, but things can change. Easter, for example, okay? On Easter, for the last week, I've been saying there's a low chance of rain on Easter. The storm system has slowed down. It's taken a little different path. Now, at this point, it looks like Easter is going to be dry. So take that into consideration when you're looking at this forecast. Right now, the partial eclipse begins. Now, this is at DFW as the center point. The partial eclipse begins at 12:23 on the afternoon of Monday, April 8th. 68 degrees. We've got a lot of clouds around, and there's a low chance of rain. The total eclipse will hit totality. That lasts about depending on where you are. Remember, Fort Worth, it's a little less. Dallas, it's a little more. East of Dallas, it's even a little bit more, but about 4 minutes, okay? 70 degrees of temp. That doesn't really matter as much as the rain chance and the sky cover. When the eclipse, the partial eclipse ends, 3:02 in the afternoon, Still that low chance of rain, quite a bit of cloud cover around temperature 72. Of course, over the next 13 days, we'll refine that forecast and keep you updated. But as of now, that's the latest.
All right, y'all, we've been talking about this, right? The Great American Eclipse. It happens April 8th, so we're about a week and a half away. Now, in the next few days, we're going to get a better idea of what the actual forecast is going to be on that day, because it is important for us to at least have a mostly clear sky. Now, April, generally we get some cloudy conditions. So on average, April 8th, percentage of days with mostly cloudy skies, 36, and this is over the last 80 years. 29% of the days, mostly sunny to partly sunny. 21% of those days over the last several years, 21% with thin high clouds. So there is a good chance we're going to see cloud cover, at least in the morning and then in the afternoon, climatologically speaking. But how models are shaping up for Monday, April the 8th, when the eclipse starts, partial eclipse starts around 12:23. There is about a 10% chance for rain as of now, with a temperature of about 70 degrees. As we get towards total eclipse, that means totality 100% dark for just under 4 minutes here in DFW, temperature of 73 with about a 20% chance for rain. There's still a lot of time between now and then. Greg has the forecast for the days leading up to that day in just a few, Cleo. I'm going to break it down for you. This is what an eclipse is, at least a solar eclipse. Simply put, it's whenever the moon positions itself between the Earth and the sun. And when this happens, it's going to cast a big shadow across the continental United States. Everyone in the states will see at least a partial eclipse. But this path here that I've drawn out, that's totality, meaning the sun will be completely blocked by the moon. I'm going to zoom in here to North Texas. Here's where the total eclipse path will be, meaning areas in Fort Worth, Dallas, anywhere over towards Kaufman County will be in the total eclipse. That white line that you see there, that's the center of the shadow. If you are outside of this yellow line, that means you'll witness a partial eclipse. And I've broken it down even more. The total solar eclipse time and totality, so time that the sun will be completely covered, in minutes. The closer you are to the center line, the closer you'll be to 4.5 minutes of darkness. I've broken it down even more. We'll notice totality between 1:40 in the afternoon to 1:44 in the afternoon. So 4 minutes, about, give or take, a minute. As far as everyone in the state, everyone at least sees a partial eclipse, but in Dallas, weather permitting, you'll be able to see the sun fully covered for 3 minutes and 51 seconds. In Fort Worth, it changes drastically, 2 minutes, 24 seconds. McKinney, 3 minutes and 4 seconds. And some locations will actually see closer to 3 minutes, 20 seconds if you're closer to Arlington. One of the areas that will notice the total darkness for the longest amount of time will be Waxahachie with 4 minutes and 18 seconds. The big winners are closer to Eagle Pass. They'll be closer to 4 minutes and 28 seconds.
The last total solar eclipse over Dallas hasn't happened in almost 150 years. The next solar eclipse over Dallas won't happen again for another how many years?
It's almost 300 years.
Almost 300 years.
Yeah.
So this is pretty darn rare.
Yeah, and it's interesting what can happen if the conditions are right from a weather standpoint.
Right.
Now, if the conditions are right. So let me show you this. Here we go. So the time in totality. So we all know it's Monday, April 8th. So here we go. Check this out. So there's the totality, that's the path. Okay, now let me zoom in here. Then you can see for yourself, you know, we're gonna have the total eclipse right on this line, the partials outside of the line. Then I've put these times, so if it runs very near Waxahachie over Ennis, just to the east of Terrell, just to the east of Sulphur Springs, that's right on the path, so you'll be over 4 minutes. You get outside of the path, you're 3 to 4 minutes here, 2 to 3 minutes here, and 1 to 2 minutes there. You can see East Texas as well. And we have all this on on the social medias. You can check them out there. Totality 140 to 144. So that's the time on April 8th, okay, next week. So what will it do with the weather? Well, there's certainly an eclipse temperature change. I mean, it just makes sense, right? You know, we're going to have, the sun's going to be blocked. I mean, you know what happens then, things cool down. But depending on the weather at the time of the eclipse, that will determine, you know, exactly what will occur. The biggest drop would occur with clear skies, low humidity, and light winds, okay? If that happens, the clear skies, the light winds, and also the low humidity, the temperature drop could be up to 8 degrees. That's pretty significant, you know, in a matter of just a couple of minutes. If it's cloudy, though, and windy and humid, the drop's going to be fairly insignificant, maybe only 1 degree. So this is because of the clouds. The clouds, we talk about this all the time in the wintertime. The clouds act as a blanket and they keep the heat from escaping into space. So what's my forecast for Monday, April 8th? 12:23, the partial eclipse begins, 68 degrees. I have a lot of clouds, mostly cloudy skies. I'm hoping this system that's moving in our direction, I hope that it speeds up, it slows down, it falls apart, it takes a different path. The total eclipse time, 1:42. This is at DFW it's kind of our center spot. A lot of clouds, 71 degrees the temperature. The partial eclipse ends, 3:02. The clouds are still around, of course. 74, so you can see the temperature goes up just a tad, and we do have a chance of rain that day. So once again, hopefully this weather pattern shifts just a bit. But when you're looking at the first week of April, historically, it's one of our wettest months of the year. If it's a wet month, got to have a lot of clouds, and that's what's in the forecast on Monday. Once again, we hope that it changes. Our fingers are crossed.
We have some ideas.
Okay.
And the pattern's looking unsettled, which means kind of like what we have out there right now, which means it looks warm, it looks muggy. There's probably going to be some clouds around the area. Worst case scenario, it's cloudy and there's rain around.
Okay, but we're still going to see it go pitch black, and you'll still get that effect.
Obviously so, but we want to be able to have a clear viewing of it so we can see, you know, the whole thing happen. I think kind of the best case scenario at this point is that we just kind of have some, kind of like we saw yesterday.
Yeah.
Maybe the day starts off with a little bit of clouds, but later in the day the clouds break up and we're kind of dealing with, you know, maybe some passing cloud cover overhead, but we can still see the sun. I think the odds of just having a crystal clear blue sunny sky day,
just like we were hoping for today, right?
Yeah, not the best for that. So I think what we're hoping for is at least, you know, if there's some clouds around, they're the thin clouds or the clouds kind of scatter out as we head throughout the day. But as of now, I do believe clouds will be around the area, and at worst, there will be some rain around as well. It does look like it'll be warm and breezy, 70s or so when totality is happening, which is about 140 to 144, depending on where you are in North Texas, and winds will be around 10 to 20 miles an hour. So we're about a week away. We'll continue to keep our eyes on it. Really, clouds cover is hard to predict more than just a few days out. I'm just kind of going on what the pattern is looking like leading up to that.
It's too early to know exactly what it's going to be like.
It is.
But right now, things aren't looking like we're going to have a great vantage point all across the state of Texas.
The odds are not in our favor, but you can get lucky sometimes. I want to explain. So we can get an idea of the weather pattern, the larger scale of things, 7 to 14 days out. That's why we have a 14-day forecast. We see that, right? Now, there are sometimes some smaller scale details that can cause clearing, and that's what we're hoping for. But let me show you this map. Here's the path of totality across the U.S. Obviously, Texas has a huge draw to it because the totality will be longer here than other places. Now, just like we're seeing tonight and tomorrow, an upper level disturbance will be sitting somewhere near Southern California, the exact location to be determined. But what that means is it'll start pumping moisture into the area. So if we look at a couple different models, we're overlaying the clouds, right, on top of the totality path. Well, this is the European model with that cloud cover at 140, which would be total eclipse time. Well, that doesn't look so good.
No,
so
not at all.
We look at other global models to see, okay, where is it putting the low? And well, it's putting it in the same spot. It's bringing clouds to the same area. So you can see right now why our confidence in a good viewing is not very high. So the current odds of favorable viewing conditions, about 15%. That doesn't mean zero. I want to emphasize that. You know, we'll call it, you know, about a 1 in 6, 1 in 7 chance. That's not. I'm trying to be optimistic. It's not great, but it's not the worst. It's not zero.
Right. So if we had a day like today, where those clouds are just kind of hanging around all day long, what would we experience? What would we see? Okay, so if the clouds are, this is the thing too, the cloud thickness will make a difference too. If we have thin clouds,
you'll actually see it.
Right.
It'll be filtered sunshine, right? Yeah. If we have overcast skies, you're not going to see the sun just like you wouldn't on a normal overcast day. It'll get really dark for like 4 minutes. You'll certainly know the eclipse is there.
Yeah.
Then it'll be gone. So we're watching it carefully. When I tell you that we're just as bummed as anybody else, and we're hoping for the best, things can change.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye.
Look, the pressure has been on. I feel like every time I see you, all we're talking about is, are we going to be able to see this eclipse?
You know, I will get to the forecast, Dia, but I got to say, it's not looking great for the cloud cover in the area, which will be a shame because we won't see something like this for over 300 years. At least here in Dallas. But let me go ahead and show you. Let's talk about what it is. We've been talking about the eclipse, and simply put, it's basically just a big shadow. This is when the moon positions itself between the Earth and the sun. So when that happens in this particular orbit, it's going to block out the entirety of the sun. So we'll be perfectly in that shadow during the early afternoon on April 8th. And this is going to cast really a shadow across a big swath of North America, including Mexico, including areas of Texas, and everyone in Texas with clear skies, hoping, will be in the path of at least a partial eclipse. But the total eclipse is going to go over the Texas Hill Country and over a big portion of the Metroplex, including most of Tarrant County. There'll be a very small sliver in northwestern Tarrant County that only sees the partial eclipse. So we'll talk a little bit more about the forecast here in the next hour, but unfortunately, it's looking a little cloudy a week from today. The total solar eclipse. DFW hasn't seen one since 1878, and another won't happen until after the year 2300. But what is it? Basically, it's a big shadow of the moon moving right over areas of Texas. So the moon generally positions itself between the Earth and the sun, but this time, because of the time of the day that it's happening, it's going to cast a huge shadow over a big portion of North America. And we just happen to be in what's called the path of totality, which means that we will see darkness in the early afternoon. And this passes over Mexico, it passes over a big portion of the U.S. and eventually Canada. Most of the area, if we see clear skies, will be in darkness. But everyone in Texas should witness at least a partial eclipse. But the Metroplex, most of it under a total eclipse between 140 to 144. Now, unfortunately, because of the weather pattern that we're in, one model showing it completely cloudy around this time, our European model, and our American model showing cloud cover at 140 as well. So it's not looking great for us in terms of viewing for the eclipse, but at least you'll be able to see it get dark. It's just really unfortunate that we're going to see active weather, an active weather pattern during early next week. The total solar eclipse happens in 6 days. It is going to cross Texas, and Texas is said to have one of the longest times in totality. Totality simply is when the moon passes over the sun and completely blocks out its light. We'll see that moving over Mexico, a big portion of Texas. Now, everyone in Texas will at least see a partial eclipse, but a big swath of North Texas will actually see a total eclipse. The closer you are to this, what's called a center line, the longer the time you'll spend in totality. For this eclipse, that happens to be close to about 4.5 minutes. So I've broken it down here a little bit more. Areas in Kaufman County, Southern Hunt County, and Ellis County will actually see some of the longest times in totality with over 4 minutes. If you're in Dallas County, specifically downtown Dallas, closer to 3 minutes and 51 seconds, and it drastically changes if you go into Tarrant County, a big swath of it anywhere between 1 to 2 minutes. Denton County also seeing closer to about 1 minute of totality. This happens, by the way, between 1:40 and 1:44 in the afternoon. So again, everyone in Texas at least sees a partial eclipse. Dallas about 3 minutes 51, Fort Worth about 2 minutes 24 seconds. And as of now, it looks like we have a system coming in this weekend. If it's fast enough, it could clear out some of the cloud cover. And I am excited about this because that means that we'll be in between systems. We'll still see some cloud cover on this day, but it looks like at least the rain will be out in time for the eclipse. And some of the cloud cover, well, we're just going to have to deal with it at this point, and we'll take what we can get, Dia.
Counting down to Monday's total solar eclipse. The city of Dallas has just laid out its plans for the big day. Dallas, the largest city in the path of totality, right now expecting a 35% increase in the population. That's about 400,000 people, y'all. The hotels in downtown Dallas report a 99% sold out rate between April 5th and the 9th. We got meteorologist Mario Ruiz now to talk about what happens with the weather when it gets dark. You know, we eclipse crazy in here right now.
Absolutely. Okay, so think about it. We don't see the sun for close to 4 minutes. So temperature obviously dropping, right? But that's going to vary depending on the cloud cover of the day, which you know, we've been talking about the cloud cover. So let me show you here. Temperatures are expected to drop whenever we don't see the sun. It happens naturally at night, so it'll happen naturally during the eclipse, but it's going to really depend on the weather. The biggest drop would actually occur if we had clear skies, low humidity, and light winds. That would be an 8-degree temperature drop, but that's not what we're expecting. If it's cloudy, windy, and humid, it could only drop about 1 degree, and this is because cloud cover acts as a blanket to help keep the heat from escaping into space. So it keeps all of that heat kind of bottled up at the surface. So here's what we're expecting in the forecast. I'm showing you Monday very early. This is late Sunday into Monday. Here's the path of totality. Here's CFW. The closer you are to this middle line, the longer you are in totality. Look at what happens to the cloud cover. Good thing is that the weekend rain will be out well in advance, but as the day goes on, we notice that cloud cover come in, and it looks like we'll see at least high clouds. It will mainly stay dry, but we could see rain to the southeast. So areas in central and southeast Texas will be seeing this rain. The cloud cover does look like it increases as the day goes on. The big question right now is what kind of cloud cover. We can still see the eclipse if we see high, thin clouds. You know, you can generally see through those clouds. They're very clear. Now, the low clouds, those are the cumulus clouds, the puffy clouds. If we see more of that, it will make it a bit difficult. Either way, expect it to get dark and expect temperatures to be somewhere in the 70s. Of course, we'll fine-tune the forecast in the days to come, Mark.
Keeping my fingers crossed, Mario.
Me too. No day will it be a complete washout, and this is going to come in waves. So this is not going to be a consistent rain the entire time. But our next potential for rain happens Saturday night, and the one after that happens late Monday into Monday night. This happens to fall right after the eclipse. And again, the threat for strong to severe storms. So Saturday night, we do have a slight risk for areas to the north along areas of the Red River and into Oklahoma. Hail, strong winds look to be the main concern. I don't think we'll see too much in the way of severe weather here locally, but we could see some heavy rain. And this new at midday, we do have the potential to see some strong to severe storms late Monday. Okay, this is Monday evening, and it does highlight North Texas and it highlights areas of Oklahoma. This does happen to be in the path of totality. This does not happen at the same time. Totality is between 1:40 and 1:44 in the afternoon. This right now looks like it's going to be the storm potential late in the day. Why this is a big deal? Think of all of the people that are coming into town that probably aren't accustomed to Texas storms, especially in the spring. Okay, so let's talk timing. This is late Saturday at midnight going into Sunday. These storms will start to our west. Storms will be fast moving and the threat is highest to the north. These storms will continue to move. This is now Sunday 4 in the morning across portions of DFW, maybe even south closer to the hill country, and then they'll push towards the southeast. Sunday 8 a.m. we're drying out. Cloud cover starts to clear for Sunday afternoon and evening. Now Monday, that's eclipse. So I'm going to put the totality track back on our map. This is really early. This is before the sun comes up. It's clear. But then as we go about the day, we'll start to see that cloud cover moving in. We have a south wind that's going to be pretty consistently bringing in Gulf moisture, and that's going to help develop cloud cover as the day goes on. So yeah, that does include the path of totality. I'm going to take you now to 1 in the afternoon. Between 1 and 2, we're going to see showers and thunderstorms take shape to the southeast. Here's what I'm thinking. Clouds increase throughout the day. The rain during totality stays to the southeast. Best case scenario, we see some high, thin cloud cover. Worst case scenario, we see some low clouds and thick cloud cover. Either way, it's going to get dark, but the high, thin clouds will allow you to actually see at least totality. We'll see the moon moving over the sun. We're going to then, that evening, be looking at this rain moving into North Texas, and it could cause the potential for strong to severe storms. So that's the deal with Monday. As far as our temperatures go, we're looking at low 70s, so rather comfortable in terms of temperatures. We're just going to have to pay very close attention to how close those storms are, because we will have a lot of people outside during this time. So the partial eclipse begins at 12:23. I'm thinking we do see some cloud cover. Total eclipse around 142, that 10% mostly to the southeast, so southeast of Navarro County. And the partial eclipse ends at 3. We'll see added cloud cover, and then the storm potential starts to ramp up late that day.
So here's the chance for partly sunny skies or better. I'm saying partly sunny just because I'm trying to be optimistic. And you can see if you're anywhere here in this whole swath of Texas, you're out of luck. I mean, the chances are really, really low. And you can see I have the red here in this swath, which is along the path of totality. I mean, maybe it's a little bit better, a medium chance here, but, you know, Bonham, Paris, Clarksville, but there's a right here along the path of totality across North Texas. I mean, it's just not looking good for Monday, April 8th. So but I mean, still the sky's going to darken. So even if it's cloudy during the eclipse, it will become dark. I mean, we'll have that going for us. And that may have some influence on the behavior of the animals, insects, and plants. Birds will change their singing. I'm not making any of this stuff up. Actually, past eclipses have shown us these results. Birds will change their singing, the habitats, and stop flying and return to their nests. That's interesting. Crickets may begin to chirp. Spiders may take down their webs. That would be kind of interesting to see. And bees may return to their hives when things darken on Monday afternoon. So let's keep our fingers crossed that there's enough visibility that we'll be able to see something. Plants, yes, they may close their leaves or open their flowers for night pollinating insects too. So just a few little nuggets of information when you're out having an adult beverage with your friends this weekend. You can throw some of those nuggets of gold out at them.
Only 4 days away, and we've got to look at the chance for partly sunny or better skies, right? And the viewing, if you're in southeast Texas where there will be a partial eclipse, it's not looking good because of the rain chances. So I'm going to zoom in here for North Texas. It's not looking great in parts, especially if you're towards our southeast. But there does look like we could see some good conditions in Bonham, closer to northern Collin County, along the path of the total eclipse. So here's what it looks like right now. The path of totality is highlighted for you there. This is Monday at 8 in the morning, likely seeing high clouds to start the day. Now we're going to notice more low-level clouds moving in. So think about those cumulus clouds, some of those really puffy clouds that sit kind of closer to the surface. That would make viewing very difficult. The good news is that between 1 and 2, the rain will hold off here locally, but it is going to be to the southeast. We're going to eventually see those storms moving north, like Greg did mention. So the total solar eclipse viewing, here's what we know. We'll likely see partly cloudy skies and likely high clouds overhead. High clouds will still make it possible for viewing. But here's the thing that we're questioning still. The thicker low-level clouds that move in throughout the day. So it gets cloudier as the day goes on because of the moisture coming in from the Gulf. So we'll be watching for that here in the next few days. But here's the thing, even if it's cloudy during the eclipse, it'll still become dark, so it'll still be a cool sight to see. Temperatures are in the low 80s for this afternoon and for Friday. This is close to 10 degrees above what's considered normal this time of the year. So if you're going to be spending some time outside and you're thinking, it feels a little bit warm, yeah, it is warm, especially for early April. Upper 70s expected over the weekend on Eclipse Day Monday, high near 80 degrees, but also looking at the potential for some cloud cover. And here's the rain potential. So Eclipse Day Monday kind of falls in between two systems. The good news is that the first system gets out of here really quick. That'll happen Saturday night. The second system, it does help bring in rain late Monday into Monday night. If that system advances a little bit faster, that means more cloud cover for us here locally. The other good news that I have is that we're not looking at a big threat for severe weather Saturday night. The higher threat looks to stay in Oklahoma. Meanwhile, we are looking at just some added cloud cover. So it'll stay dry most of Saturday, but then Saturday night, I'm going to stop the clock here around 10 p.m. We start to see these thunderstorms develop and move into western North Texas. We're talking Wise, Parker County. At this point, we could see some locally heavy rainfall and some gusty winds, but it looks like it makes it into the Metroplex and out between between midnight and 1 in the morning. After that, it starts to dry out, and we should see most of the activity completely out of Texas by around 7 in the morning on Sunday. North Texas will then see the sunshine. We'll see a sunny day on Sunday. I'm going to fast forward now to Monday because that's when we are all asking right about the cloud cover. So this is Sunday going into Monday. Look at how clear it is. I've drawn on here the map of totality, the track of totality. Center line is where we could see the highest amount of totality. Okay, so this is Monday around 7 in the morning. Look at this. This particular model actually has it clear to start the day on Monday. But as the morning progresses, we'll see some high cloud cover move in. It's not a big deal if it's high cloud cover. The totality will still be able to be viewed if we have some high thin clouds. You just may not see the corona of the sun. But however, I'm going to stop the clock here, Monday around 1. If we see some of this dense cloud cover that's going to be in central and in southeast Texas hurry up and move into North Texas early afternoon, it will limit our visibility of the total solar eclipse on Monday. So between 1 and 2, as long as the low cloud cover kind of hangs out to the south, we should be pretty good. The good news is that the rain does look like it stays to the southeast until after totality. At this point, we could see some strong to severe storms. Right now, Monday evening into Monday night, looks like we could see some of those strong storms. So that could impact anyone that's traveling back home after being in North Texas for the eclipse. So just something to look ahead to. We are going to see temperatures pretty much staying in the 70s early next week. The unsettled pattern continues through middle part of next week.
Total eclipse trivia.
Total eclipse.
Eclipse, the first location in the continental North America that'll experience totality at 1:07 p.m. occurs where?
The first what? Part of?
Just the first location.
In the U.S.
In the
or North America?
Seattle, Washington.
Continental North America.
Here's the story.
Mexico.
Where?
Mexico.
You said the continental U.S.
Continental North America
Oh,
will
okay,
experience.
Oh,
Yeah.
North America is a continent.
Mexico's Pacific coast.
Okay, here's the story. I've been on. I know, Chris. It's. You think that's frustrating? Wait until I show you what she just tweeted me just a minute ago. I want you to see this. Take a look at this. What's going on? The reason I was late was because I was on the phone with the HR department.
Aren't you married?
You're a married woman, Cynthia. It's on my Twitter page. You can go look at it.
I'm sorry, that was an accident.
Sorry, I'm very uncomfortable right now on the
very
television
much
set.
an accident.
All right, okay. We put together this really cool graphic, okay, for Monday, and the chance of us having clear skies during the eclipse, okay? That. If we had clear skies, that's what it would look like, okay? So what are the chances of us having some high clouds and having this visibility? That's what it would look like with some high clouds. 95% chance. So high clouds is pretty well guaranteed. That's what it would look like. But you throw in some low clouds, and there's a 40% chance of that. That's what it would look like. You're going to be hard-pressed to see anything. Then you throw in some high and some low clouds, and there's a 35% chance of that. We're kind of out of luck. So right now, at a minimum, we're going to have high clouds across the area, so you know how it's going to look. I like the visual. High today was 84. The morning low was 48. 74 and 52, those are the normals. 94 and 31, those are the records. Outside right now, it's 83. It's a beautiful evening. South-southwest winds at 8 miles per hour. Pollen, oak, maple, and hackberry, all three are high. Fungus today, that's on the low side of the scale. I want to fast forward. We have clear skies out there right now. Sunshine in my forecast the next couple of days. Let me fast forward to Saturday. 8 in the morning Saturday, clouds are around, the high thin variety, but then we're dry, as we head to Saturday night, there's 7 p.m. Watch this. Here comes some rain. 9 o'clock or later, there's 11 o'clock, there's midnight. See what I'm talking about? About 40% of us will see some thunderstorms during that time frame that I just showed you, and there's a chance, a low chance, that some of those storms could be severe along the Red River and then up into Oklahoma. Now as we head into Sunday, we have kind of a mix of clouds and sun on Sunday. Sunday, 7 p.m., we start to clear out a bit Sunday night. Look at this. Then right around sunrise, there's 7 in the morning. Watch these clouds just surge to the north. And that's it. That's 1 o'clock on Monday afternoon. So that forecast that I started with, not the one of Cynthia blowing the kisses, but the forecast for the totality, it's just not looking good. And look, we even have a little bit of rain around at 1 o'clock. and rain becomes a bit more widespread as we head into Monday evening after the eclipse. And during that time frame, Monday evening, we have a chance of severe weather. We have a chance of severe weather late Monday and Tuesday, Dallas, Fort Worth, all locations east. We have another chance on Tuesday during the day and also on Wednesday during the day. Could be a little bumpy week next week, but that's not unusual. Again, it is early April. So here's my cloud cover forecast,
God
okay?
punished you.
God, he did punish me. I have to work with you every night. Oh, she got quiet. I think she thinks I was serious or something. Okay, so we did this at 6 o'clock, and I think it really is a great illustration as to exactly what's going to take place, okay? So the cloud forecast, okay? What's the chances of us having clear skies? That's it. If we had clear skies, yeah, we know what it would look like. It would look like that. So the chances are not great. If the chances of us having high clouds are at 95%, that's my hope right now as we have high clouds. None of the models have been indicating for the last 8 or 9 days that we're going to have clear skies. They have been unusually consistent. High clouds are in the forecast. So we'll be able to see a filtered, a filtered eclipse. That's what it will look like. The high clouds are 95%. 40% chance that we'll have some low clouds. If we have low clouds, we're out of luck. That's what it will look like. If we have high and low clouds, we're really out of luck. But at least the chances of that happening are 35%. So right now, the odds are in our favor to have some high, thin clouds across the area. So when we have this path of totality, this is the chance for partly sunny skies or better. This is the center of the path, okay? You'll see it out here. You'll see it over here on this side as well. It'll just be a little shorter, the duration will, than what it will be right here in the center of the path. But look at that. Across North Texas, the chances of us having partly sunny skies or better, it's red. It's really, really low. Oh, look at this. Across the whole state of Texas. Darn it. Look at that. I mean, this looks terrible. So you head up to Arkansas. You have medium chances, maybe around Little Rock or just to the west, you have high chances of partly sunny skies or better. Memphis and Nashville, they're not even going to be in the path, so you continue up into the Ohio Valley, Indianapolis, Ohio, it's not good. Maybe northern Ohio. You're not going to see it in Michigan because you're outside of the path. Where do you go to see the eclipse? Let's go to Maine. Let's head to New England. Anywhere from, look at this. That's the best place. Anywhere across Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, you'll be able to see that. This southern portion of Canada, so that's where you're going to have to go. You're going to have to get out of here and head to the northeast. That's going to be the best place unless this forecast just completely changes. And for once in my career, I hope the forecast is completely wrong. But right now, the consistency in all of the models and every indication is it's just not going to be anything that's going to be clear skies for us.
Okay, here's some more info about the 2024 solar eclipse. We're in the path of totality. This is what the shadow of the moon will look like from space here in North Texas. Fort Worth, Dallas, Hillsborough, Waco, all in the path of totality. Totality between 140 to 144. So ideally, we would have clear conditions for this, right? Yeah, there's 0% chance of that happening. We've already established that. The more likely scenario for eclipse totality will be high clouds. And if that's the case, there's about a 95% chance of that happening. If that's the case, you'll still be able to detail out the sun's corona. That's the outermost layer of the sun's atmosphere once the moon is completely blocking out the sun. There is a chance for some low clouds to move in. If that's the case, it's going to make the eclipse a little bit more difficult to see. The unlikely scenario, and hopefully this doesn't happen, but there's a small chance, is that we have a mix of high and low clouds. If that's the case, it'll make visibility very difficult. But here's the thing, even if it's cloudy during the eclipse, it'll still become dark. It'll still look like it's sunset time. If it's twilight, it'll still trick animals and plants to thinking that it's nighttime. It's going to impact the behavior of animals, insects, and plants. Birds will change their habits and their singing. They'll stop flying and return to their nests. And during this time, crickets may begin to chirp, spiders may take down their webs, and bees may even return to their hives. So that's enough time to signal these animals to start to change their habits for the day. Another interesting part is that plants may even close their leaves or open their flowers for the night for pollinating insects, and plants will stop photosynthesizing because of the lack of sun, and temperatures may even change. So either way, it's going to be a really fascinating couple of hours here in North Texas, Dia.
We are talking about that. We're wishing for some clear skies on Monday. That's not going to be the case, though. But we want to talk about the forecast for solar eclipse on Monday. Upper 70s as we head toward 1 p.m. in the afternoon. We are looking at some breezy conditions as well with those southeast winds at 10 to 20. And we're going to have that mix of high and maybe some lower clouds around as well. So here's how things may shape up. Now, we will have some showers down along the Gulf Coast. Those will be creeping northward through the day. And you can see as we head toward 1 p.m., we're going to be looking at mainly dry conditions. You see a less than 20% coverage with any rain that we could see. The clouds, though, will be increasing through the day. So we're going to have partly to probably mostly cloudy skies. We'll have some higher clouds across the area mixed in with some low clouds trying to creep in from the south. So we'll see how far north those get as we head toward Monday afternoon. But after that, the showers do start to move in as we head toward 10 p.m. The rain and thunderstorms become more likely for us across the area Monday night. So the bulk of the rain, probably all of the rain, will be after the eclipse is over. And then we'll have some widespread showers and storms and maybe rounds of showers and storms as we get into late Tuesday or late Monday heading into Tuesday. More widespread rain across the area. Some of that rain could be heavy, and we'll have that potential for some strong, maybe severe storms during that time as well. So you can see a large area Monday evening going into Tuesday that does include all of North and Central Texas. We'll kind of fine tune that and pinpoint the areas where we could see some strong and severe storms beginning late Monday right through Tuesday. So keep checking back as we make updates to the forecast.
We've been just, I mean, I don't know the last time we just focused on the forecast this much, like leading up to an event. I can't remember.
The only thing I could think of is that big, back in 2021, the big ice storm, big winter event, maybe.
Yeah.
No,
that was more dread.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been this much attention on one forecast over an extended period of time as this one here. And I get it. I want you to take a look at these pictures right here. Jim and Stephanie Braun sent me these today. Look at this. They're already out at Heritage Ranch. They got their Texas April 8th, 2024 Eclipse T-shirts. They made these. Look at this.
Oh,
yeah,
come on,
Jim and Stephanie.
You got the right idea.
You got the right idea, but it's all about expectations. Your expectations should be really, really low, because when you look at the forecast, I mean, we have so many, every single, I've mentioned this several times the last 2 weeks. For the first time in my career, I hope that my forecast is just horribly wrong. But every model, and it's weird that every single model is showing the exact same thing. The path of totality right here, and the red indicates the chance for partly sunny skies or better, and it's really, really low. I'll show you more on that in just a moment. You have to go to New England. I saw that story that we did earlier. That guy flew in from Boston to come down here. I'm like, boy, they must have really bad weather people up in Boston. Why would you have left Boston to come to Dallas-Fort Worth when we're going to be socked in with cloud cover? 86 the high today, 56 the morning low, 74 and 53. Those are the normals. Outside right now, it's 84 with a breezy south wind at 15. Pollen, oak, ash, and poplar all are high. Fungus today, that's on the low side. Here we go. Clouds are rolling in, and here we start tomorrow with some high thin clouds, and I want to show this chance of rain tomorrow night. So I don't have any rain tomorrow, but kind of a mix of clouds and sun tomorrow. 7 p.m. tomorrow. Watch this. See a couple little spotty showers. There's 10 p.m. This is that 10-20% coverage I'm talking about. There's no severe weather in our forecast. That's late Saturday night. We start Sunday with and again, 10-20% of us pick up that rain Saturday night. I just showed you the timing. 8 a.m. Sunday. Some clouds to start. The clouds decrease. Wouldn't you know it? The clouds decrease. We have sunny skies on Sunday, and boom, they roll right back in. 7 a.m. on Monday. Check this out. There's 2 p.m., the path of totality. That's it. Every single model showing exactly the same thing. 2 p.m. on Monday. And then some rain around and some severe weather potential. Our severe weather potential after the eclipse, we're looking at a level 2. Damaging winds, large hail, quarter hail, maybe golf ball size hail, 60, 70 plus mile an hour winds. And then on Tuesday, more thunderstorms. Here's 7 a.m. Tuesday. Another chance of severe weather as we head through Tuesday, and maybe another low chance on Wednesday.
Every time we talk to you, I think everybody just keeps hoping, well, maybe this time he'll say something a little bit different.
And actually, I'm going to go the other direction.
Oh,
yeah, so we have new data that's come in, and the clouds are looking a little thicker and a little more dense for Monday afternoon.
Well, you said the closer we get, the more, the more confidence you're going to have.
And that's when our, within 48 hours, that's when the high resolution data starts pouring in. It's trickling in right now. So let me show you what's happening out there with our forecast. So this is the chance of clear skies during the total eclipse. Pretty bad, isn't it? I mean, zero chance, okay? High clouds. What's chances of us seeing high clouds? 95%. So at a minimum, we know we're going to be clouded over with a lot of high cloud cover. And right now, these high clouds may be a bit on the dense side, causing some pretty poor visibility. I mean, it may look like that. You mix in some low clouds, it's going to be pretty bad too. 40% chance of that, 35% chance of high and low clouds, almost no visibility at that point. Now, granted, even with the cloud cover around, it's going to get dark, but wouldn't it be nice? I mean, we're never going to see this again here in the state of Texas, unless you think you're going to be around in 300 years, and God bless you if you are. Here we go. There's the path of totality. Here's another way of looking at this forecast. The chance for partly sunny skies or better. It's extremely low for all these areas in red. So where would you have to go? Maybe Arkansas. There's parts of Indiana, Ohio, up into parts of the Northeast, certainly Maine, New England, and really the southeastern portion of Canada. That's where you'll have your best visibility, but it's not looking good across the entire state of Texas. Right now, nothing more than just some high, thin clouds around, and these aren't very dense, so if you look outside right now, you'll be able to see some of the stars. That's not going to be the case on Monday. The high, thin clouds are going to be fairly dense for us on Monday, it's going to really obscure things for us. So other than some passing high thin clouds tonight, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, the skies start to clear out. We'll have partly sunny skies tomorrow. There's a little bit of rain. I have 10-20% of us picking up a little bit of rain. 9-10 o'clock tomorrow night, there it is. Watch this as we head through the overnight. Then around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, another little bit. Again, there's no severe weather in the forecast tomorrow night. Could there be a rumble of thunder up in Sherman or Bonham or Gainesville? It's possible, but most of us are going to be dry. Only 10-20% of us pick up a little bit of rain. 8 a.m. on Sunday. Look at that. We start with a little bit of cloud cover. Skies clear out on Sunday. They clear out on Sunday. Then look at that. By 7 in the morning on Monday, the clouds rush right back in. Let's move into 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. See where the rain is? This is where the real dense low cloud cover, mid-level cloud cover, all of that, and it's moving in our direction. It's going to be around. I mean, we're going to be socked in with a lot of cloud cover. I mean, West Texas might be okay, but the path of totality is not there. It's a partial eclipse out in West Texas. We're going to be socked in with cloud cover here. Now remember, 1:30, 1:40 time frame. There it is. And then rain starts to move in. And then Monday, after the eclipse ends, what little bit of it we can see, we have a severe weather threat. Damaging winds, large hail, and even a chance of tornadoes late day Monday, 5, 6 o'clock until throughout the evening hours.
Oh, this is huge. This is huge. And that's why the cloud cover and the visibility is going to be a big issue for us. So we're keeping our fingers crossed as we head toward Monday there. But you see a little farther south, the chances for the partly sunny skies or better, they're going to be very low. Once we get south of I-20 heading down into central Texas, we're going to keep it right in the medium range here across the Metroplex. We will have plenty of high clouds around. Just how thick those will be, that's going to be the question, and see if some of those lower clouds move in from the south and east. But here's what it looks like right now, the viewing information for you. Once that partial eclipse begins just after midday, we'll have a slim chance for a spotty shower or two, less than 20% with that coverage, and we will have the partly to mostly cloudy skies. And as the eclipse ends, we'll bump that rain chance up, and then those rain and storm chances really ramp up late in the day.
Well, let's talk about from things that happen in the ground to things that happen up in space. Because obviously earthquakes happen in the ground. The eclipse, well, that's going to happen out in space when the moon passes between us and the sun and obscures the sun for us to see. But here on Earth, we may have the clouds obscuring our view of the eclipse, especially across the southern portions of North Texas, where there's very low chance of optimal viewing conditions. Across northern, northeastern North Texas, not impossible, but even then, I think chances are pretty low. Best case scenario is this: we have some high clouds overhead, and we can still see through those high clouds, at least the sunshine, because they're not too terribly thick. Of course, farther south you go in Texas too, viewership not going to be very good for the eclipse. As far as for anywhere close by to us, maybe northern portions of Arkansas could get a little bit better viewing. For us though, a very low chance at clear skies, 5%, probably even less than that. It does look like high clouds will be around, a very good chance of those. But those high clouds, how dense they're going to be, how thick they're going to be, that remains in question. If they're pretty thin, we still could have a pretty good view of the eclipse, but we also can have some thick high-level clouds at times, and that would cause poor visibility. Low clouds will be moving into North Texas as well. That's why I say southern areas have the best chance at seeing low-level clouds, but they may be moving into the DFW area right around the time the eclipse occurs as well. But there's also not a chance, or there's also a chance that there could be maybe some breaks in the clouds here or there from around that 1 to 2 o'clock time frame. The problem with that is, well, we won't know where those are going to occur basically until maybe the hours leading up to the eclipse or maybe Monday morning, but certainly not right now. Some places could get lucky and have some breaks in those clouds, but I wouldn't count on them. Today, though, we've had a little cloud cover overhead. It's been a muggier day. That's why we start off the morning well above normal at 62. 75 was your high today, which is right around normal. It's also 75 right now, and winds have really picked up out of the south, gusting to 30 miles an hour. Of course, pollen continues to be high. Oak, ash, and poplar all high. Fungus is low at the moment. There are your clouds, but we also have some thunderstorms that have gotten going out near Wichita Falls. Some of those could kind of skirt along the Red River as we head through the next several hours. Most of the activity will be in Oklahoma this evening and into tonight, but it's not impossible that northern portions of North Texas see a stray shower or storm. Everybody is dry to start tomorrow. Sunny skies to start tomorrow. Maybe a few passing clouds out there, but no rain as we end the weekend. There's the clouds as we head through your Monday. I've added the eclipse lines or the totality lines there to the forecast for Monday. You can see how we cloud up. Maybe a few breaks, 1, 2 o'clock, but I wouldn't really count on much. Good news is any showers or storms do hold off until after the eclipse is done, but thunderstorms will be moving in during the evening and nighttime hours. There's 7 to 10 o'clock, especially from DFW to the east, so be aware of that if you're traveling back to North Texas, if you're headed somewhere for the eclipse or being out and about during the eclipse. And also those thunderstorms will carry a chance of some of them being strong to severe. Right now, all of North Texas under a 2 on a scale of 5. My main concern's hail and strong winds, but that tornado threat Monday evening and through Monday night will not be 0 either, so we'll keep an eye on that. All right, Let's show you this. There's the path of totality, of course, between the two lines. That's where you're going to get the total solar eclipse. The middle line is kind of the center path of the totality there. So most of the area dealing with a good chance of partly to mostly cloudy skies, probably more so mostly cloudy skies, but maybe across northern, northeastern portions of North Texas, there may be some breaks in the clouds here or there. The farther south you go, the less optimistic I am about any sort of viewing conditions, and that would include areas farther to our south, like Waco down to Austin and San Antonio and over into the hill country with better conditions, potentially kind of middle to central to northern portions of Arkansas. So I still think there's a very low chance that we have just clear skies and everything looks great and we can totally see the total eclipse. Still think there's a very good chance of high clouds being around. Now the question is, are those high clouds going to be thin or are they going to be thick? Because thinner high clouds would still allow us to have some decent viewing and we could still make out the sun through those high clouds, but thicker high clouds, yeah, those would obstruct viewing. That's kind of one of the questions that remains. I think it's probably a 50-50 shot whether low clouds are out there, especially for the DFW area. Farther south you go, I think that percentage might be a little bit higher. Farther north you go, that percentage might be a little bit lower for those low clouds. But I still think there's also a chance we could see some breaks in those clouds here or there, maybe right around that 1 to 2 o'clock time frame. That'll make for better viewing, but the problem is that's almost impossible to predict more than just right before the kind of breaks in those clouds happen, basically right before the eclipse. So that's something we'll be watching closely, but where any of those breaks in those clouds are going to be may kind of more so be a last-minute thing for the eclipse. Outside at the moment, one thunderstorm. Kind of along Highway 82 there, moving up toward northern portions of Gainesville and northern portions of Cook County. Nothing severe tonight, but I can't rule out a passing shower or storm, mainly across our Red River locations. Everybody's dry to start the day tomorrow. Some high clouds tomorrow, nothing going on. It'll be a beautiful end of the weekend. There comes the cloud cover on Monday. I've thrown the totality lines back in there for you. There you go. I mean, there's 1 o'clock. there's two. You see how there might be some breaks here or there in those clouds, especially across northern and northeastern areas, but I'm not guaranteeing it for all. Then we cloud up for sure by the evening into the nighttime hours. The showers and storms will really start to increase Monday evening and Monday night, and that round of showers and storms will carry the threat for severe weather. Not calling for widespread severe weather for everybody, but there could be a few severe storms out there Monday evening, Monday night, well after the eclipse happens. My main concern is hail and wind, but that tornado threat will not be zero with that round of thunderstorms Monday evening and Monday night. Then we do it all over again on Tuesday. Every square inch of North Texas under a 2 on a scale of 5. By Wednesday, that severe weather threat moves mainly over into East Texas, but we'll have to watch that because that's quite a few days out. That could sneak back farther to the west. Just kind of depends on the timing of everything as we head through this next week. But it does look like several rounds of good rain for us, maybe 1 to 2 inches across most of the area. A little lower totals to the west, a little higher totals to the east, maybe 2 to 4 plus inches for northeastern North Texas.
All right, we do have a very strong potential threat for severe weather as we move through the week. Here's the good news. The severe weather should not affect tomorrow's eclipse. Could still be dealing with some cloud cover here in North Texas, but it's supposed to really pick up after, around a 30% chance for storms and showers tomorrow. And really, I should even put that severe possibility on the Monday slide as well. So you've got shower possibilities, storm possibilities Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And again, Monday evening really being the stronger pinpoint when it comes to tomorrow for severe weather. You can see we're in the marginal risk category, or slight rather, a good majority of the Lone Star State, other areas on the fringes of Texas in the marginal area. But the yellow is what we're watching. Our biggest concern, large hail, very strong winds, and even the possibility of tornadoes. We are going to be watching that situation for you closely here on WFAA and keeping you updated on any of those potential threats. Also, just looking at tomorrow regarding the cloud cover for the eclipse, where so many people have traveled to North Texas to view it. Here's the good news. It's a very strong possibility you could have a break in the clouds and be able to see tomorrow's eclipse. This is a look at around 1 o'clock, and different models have different outlooks, obviously. These are always being adjusted and changing and updated, but I think it's very possible that areas basically kind of on the northern portion of DFW are going to be facing more high cirrus clouds. Those typically tend to be better for viewing because they're thinner, a little more transparent. Areas south of I-20 most likely are going to be dealing with those low-lying stratus clouds that are dense and thick, and that would be something that could hinder the visibility of the eclipse. Now, you do have, of course, this time frame where it lasts basically 3 hours in the afternoon starting at 12:23, but the totality moment that we're looking for is going to happen between 1:40 and 1:44. So hopefully it's going to be something that we can definitely experience and get a break in those clouds. All right. Even if it's cloudy during the eclipse, of course, it will still become dark. So just how does this influence nature and animals around you? It's basically going to have a huge impact because they're going to think it's nighttime. They're going to be confused. The birds are going to stop singing. They're going to stop flying. They're going to return to their nests like they do at night. And then you can also maybe go ahead and hear those crickets chirp, which I think would be kind of nice.
Here's kind of the latest thinking for cloud cover forecast, kind of basically chances for optimal viewing or chances for kind of what we'll call maybe a perfect viewing situation. Central Texas, I-35 to the south, probably not very good. Lots of low-level cloud cover out that way. Up in Arkansas, kind of Little Rock to the north, a lot better chances of just having sunshine overhead. Here in North Texas, low-level cloud cover, best chances for that, mostly south of DFW. The farther north and northeast you go, those low-level clouds may not be as abundant. There will still be some of that high-level cloud cover overhead, so there might be a little bit better conditions kind of the farther north and northeast you go in the path of totality in North Texas. So across DFW, I think it'll basically be kind of the same forecast for everybody who's in the path, and that would be hit or miss chance for some low-level clouds, and then also maybe some breaks in those clouds between 1 and 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. It will be warm and breezy for eclipse time, about 76 when that partial eclipse begins. Of course, the total eclipse is from about 1:40 to 1:44, 77 or so, and then by the time the eclipse comes to an end, 79. We will stay dry through the eclipse, but tomorrow evening and tomorrow night, storms make a return along with the threat for some severe weather. A warm day today. We hit 79 for the high. Outside right now, it is 79. Humidity is very low. That humidity will increase as we head through the day tomorrow. That's why the clouds will be making a return, and oak, ash, and poplar continue to be high on the pollen count. We have seen high clouds today. These are the kind of clouds we want around during the day tomorrow if we can. But here comes that low-level cloud cover. There's 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I've added the lines of totality there on our timecast. There's 7 o'clock. There's 1 o'clock. So you can see maybe some breaks in the clouds here or there. It may not be just thick cloud cover everywhere, but there will be clouds around. Same thing between 1 and 2 o'clock. Obviously, the total eclipse happening between 1:40 and 1:44. Then as we head into the evening and nighttime hours, watch how storms start to move in from the south tomorrow evening. First arriving in southern North Texas, then eastern North Texas. There's 7 o'clock. There's 10 o'clock. So kind of that round of storms between about 3 to 10 does have a chance for some to be strong to severe, up to golf ball size hail, some strong wind gusts, and that tornado threat would not be zero with that round of storms either. And then as we head into the overnight hours, we'll be watching for another round of storms. This one will actually move in from the west, kind of across the northern half of North Texas. And that round carries a chance for kind of the same thing, maybe up to golf ball size hail, some strong winds, and an isolated tornado. So kind of two windows of a strong to severe storms as we head through the day tomorrow, and then more rain possible Tuesday, more rain possible Wednesday, and when it's all said and done, about 1 to 3 inches of rain potentially across the area. So an active weather pattern really starts to take shape tomorrow evening through kind of Wednesday night. Light winds and cool tonight with increasing clouds. Tomorrow, late afternoon and evening thunderstorms. Nothing happening during eclipse time, though, at least as far as rain is concerned. High coverage of rain Tuesday, high coverage of rain Wednesday. Then we dry out Thursday and Friday. We're dry for the upcoming weekend, but we get back into an unsettled pattern again as we head into next week with rain and storm chances returning. Of course, we've talked about how cloud cover is notoriously hard to predict, even just a couple hours in advance. So make sure to tune in at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning on Daybreak. Greg Fields will have the latest on what to expect with the eclipse.